Hello. Hello, everybody. Whew. And welcome back to another great knowledge drip that is Wild Thoughts with your host, The Big Bang. I know. Boo. Boo to the queen. Boo to the king. Boo to the person that says suicide is a great possibility. I don't know what you know. I don't know what you don't know. I don't know what you're aware of or what you seek to find in this tiny world. But I know for a fact, without a doubt, that a lot of you followers and potential human becomings and leaders that listen to Wild Thoughts with your host, The Big Bang, were very ungrateful and very unhappy about what I had said in the last knowledge drip, the procrastination podcast. You were not happy that I had said that suicide was okay, that taking your own life would be okay. And for some reason, I just can't seem to figure out why. What is up with your intolerance of life? What is up with your being of saying that someone can't say that? I don't know, maybe they just don't believe that this world is free of non-thinkers. It's free of doing whatever you please to do with your life. So, if you were able to listen to the episode on procrastination, congratulations. If you haven't got to listen to the episode of procrastination, then you can go back and listen to it. But for now, I wanted to go and read some things to you. Now, these things that I'm going to go over today are mostly just affirmations and powerful thought vibrations that you can use into your own life in order to continue breathing, in order to continue doing what you're doing, whatever you're doing, whatever you're being, whatever you're seeing, whatever you're saying. Because, I just want you to get out there and, try them all. You can do it. You can be fat-free. You can be gluten-free. You can be stress. Is that word coming out correctly? Stress-free. You can be worry-free. But how can you be debt-free? Maybe you're not debt-free of your mind. Maybe you're not debt-free of money. Maybe you're not debt-free of some type of thing that's holding you back. But I don't know how you can get over this fear of not knowing, this fear of not being in debt to something, debt to someone, debt to how you could live. This debt where you feel like you're guilt tripped into doing something for someone. How do you get over this feeling of debt to this person? Well, like in yesterday's podcast, if you remember. Did I just say podcast? I really did. Well, since I said podcast, whoever's listening, you can drop down and do 10 push-ups for allowing me to say podcast when I should have said the greatest knowledge drip of all time. If you listen to the one, we actually went over this thing yesterday called Contemporary Buddha Vows. I don't know how many of you remember them. How many of you maybe even heard it as it glanced over it so quickly and so furiously fast, like a bicycle pedaling downhill, like a bicycle pedaling down a big-ass mountain with jumps and leaps and bounds. You may have missed a jump. You may have missed a rock. You may have missed a turn. You may have made the right turn. You may have hit the biggest jump. You may have gotten the most air. You may have been paying attention. You may have heard it. But if you didn't heard it, we're going to go ahead. We're going to go over that today in this knowledge drip. And then we're going to go over a lot of affirmations. Yes, a lot of affirmations, a lot of ideas and sayings that I use for myself personally. And maybe that you can come up with some of your own ideas. This is a helpful idea here. So before we get into those affirmations, let's go ahead and take a quick break. Give thanks to our overlord, the ants that proceed to live our lives. The ants that proceed to move unwanted items from one place to another. Ants, guys, today, once again, it has been our sponsor before, and the ants will be our sponsor again. For they are numerous, for they are billions, for they think alike, and for they are drones sent out to do missions to find things. No different from you, no different from I. Drones and on our mission for life. Now all of our drone lives are ants. Our beings of life are on their missions. They're on their missions, but these ants, they know for a fact what their missions are. They're not in it for the dollar bill. They're not in it for the gold they can find. They're in it for the food. They're in it for the expansion. They're in it for the growth of their own colony, of their own perseverance and perspiration, and there's another word I'm trying to indulge out of my subconscious mind, but I can't think of it. And it'll probably come to me later as these ants march 17 by 35 and 35 by 28 and 28 by 900 billion. Their abundance is unending, and their abundance continues as your abundance continues. But they have their mission. They have their guidance, their knowledge of what they need to do in order to keep their colony growing. Do you understand your calling? Do you understand your growing? Do you understand your belief? Do you understand your knowing? Or do you feel like a cog in a wheel? Do you feel like you're just a subject in a never-ending stream of patterns? A blasphemy upon your own thoughts. An unending, uncancerous movement through your bones. Do you feel yourself telling yourself that you hate something? Can you tell yourself that this job is killing me? Do you tell yourself that? But then do you continue to kill yourself? For these words are merely silence that fall upon loud ears and loud minds. And your silence is within you. And the outpouring, outreaching of life is outside of you. And that is what life can be, man. It can be nothing else than that but a bicycle going downhill full speed. Push the pedal, go as fast as you can. Don't stop, don't take a break, and don't relax. That's what they want you to think. But I'm here to tell you to relax today. Take a deep breath, because we're going to get into some beautiful writings today that have been written by me, by the Big Bang. Now these writings are from an old book. And the reason I know that they are from the old book is because today I went to an open mic and I just opened up to a random page and I got up on the open mic stage and I just started talking. And the reason I was able to do that, The reason I wanted to do that, the reason I needed to do that, was to get rid of that fear of criticism. To think that nobody would like what I had to say, to think that someone's going to ridicule me and try to power me down. Oh, and how wrong I was. These people were clapping, applauding, asking for my autograph. It was unbelievable. And all I did was had to get up and read one little sentence, one little page of words that I had written many years ago. Not even years ago, maybe months ago. And so at the end of this knowledge drip, before we do our self-confidence formula, we're going to go over that. But first, let's go ahead and get into our Buddhistava vows. I don't know how that is said, but it is spelled Bodhisattva. Maybe it's Bodhistava. I don't know, but let's go ahead and take a quick minute break. Not even a minute, because we're going to start these vows at the 11-minute and 20-second mark. Give thanks to the ants that continue to march on, the ants that make your life easy. Give thanks. For the benefit of all beings, I vow to seek and speak the truth. I vow to practice wakefulness of mind, heart, and body. I vow to refrain from harming myself or others. I vow to practice kindness towards myself and others. I vow to cultivate equanimity and gratitude. Those are our vows. Those are the vows that the ants use as they carry on their orders to grow their colony. Those are the vows that I use to grow the knowledge drip that is Wild Thoughts with your host, The Big Bang. And that's just what life is, man. We just continue to live and continue to push and pass our standards of living. Continue to get rid of this fear of criticism, this fear of doubt, and this fear of unknowing and unwilling suffering. Because we know that we're willing to try them all. We're willing to risk it. We're willing to take the risk in order to get the reward. And that's just part of being a leader. It's taking a risk and knowing an ultimate decision and making a quick decision towards life. Because in this short time of breath throughout the day, this 24 hours that we all seem to figure out that we have, our breaths procrastinate. Our breaths destroy. And our breaths move. But that's all right. Because we know deep down, within ourselves, within our mind, we know what our goal is. We know what we're working toward. We know how to be unedited, uncultured, unabashed, and unafraid to do what we need to do. Unafraid to take the risk of quitting your job. Unafraid of living in your car. Unafraid of not having money, for we know that abundance is all around us. For we know for a fact that abundance is all around us and we can get it. And once you know, you know. But until you know, you will continue to live in a fear of poverty, a fear of criticism, the fear of old age, the fear of ill health, the fear of loss of love of someone, and finally our most ultimate fear, which is the fear of death, which we procrastinate, which I procrastinate. which you procrastinate. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. So, now that that's out of the way and we have our contemporary Buddha Vista vows out of the way, our life is good, our life is meaningful still, for our breath is still going, and we understand the power, the gift of working toward our thing, not having a job, not that type of job working, but working toward what we want to know and what we have to know and what we do know. For life is simple. For life is tough. For life is easy. But successful people are not people without problems. Successful human becomings understand that they have a problem. And the successful human becomings find a way to solve their issues. They find a way to overcome their deficits, their takeaways, their minuses from life. And they find a way to overcome those. So don't be a small-minded people. Become the human becoming that knows how to be successful by getting over the obstacles in life. The obstacles is what is going to get over. And if you ask the man, if you ask the woman, what obstacles did they have to overcome to become successful? They're going to tell you the other obstacle. So, with that being said, we're almost to the point now where we can start doing our affirmations. I know most of you have been waiting for it. I haven't even read anything yet. It's almost 17 minutes and 20 seconds in. But I just had some stuff on my mind that I had to get out. This shit was not written down. This shit was all just stuck in the back of my mind, knowing that it had to get out. And for some reason that I had to get on to the sit down on my beautiful red chair and play some words out of my mouth into this beautiful blue snowball microphone that records my words, and somehow it picks it up. Because when I look at the cord, I figure, how can it be so soundly? How can it be so good? I look at the cord that wraps around this blue microphone. It's long. It goes around and around, and it goes into a different thing. It travels into this little plug that I plug into an iPod Touch. And then the iPod Touch is able to record all the sound. You see, this life is abundance. It may take many things in order to push you over to the next level. It may take a blue microphone. It may take a silver cord. It may take a white box. And it may take an iPod Touch to record all of this. For that is an abundance right there. It is an abundance to me, and it is an abundance to you. So that's what I think of that. So at the 19-minute and 5-second mark, we're going to start our affirmations for the night. I am doubt. I am all doubt and all truth. I am skeptic of non-thinkers. I am past my thinking mind. I am past the evil demon of illusion. I am capable of being more than a battery. I am aware of my sanity. I am capable of taking responsibility for myself, for the reason of not being truly free. I am the machine. I will control the machine. I am the reason for my life. I am the machine that feeds my bosses. I am craving my path to freedom. I am awakening my true nature for the enlightenment of awakenness. I am capable of expressing my soul. I am still the source of my being. I am the higher will of the path. I am not capable of faking my reflection. I am directed by my sole definite chief aim in life. I am letting go of my addiction to meaningless tasks, and I am passing, and when I roll my rock uphill, I will build for a better tomorrow that never comes, and then we die. I am capable of beating my inner deconstruction. I will not build for a tomorrow that will never come. I am allowing the struggle to drop. I am aligned with dropping inner resistance. I am choosing inner freedom. I am taking action on stopped, unconscious task taking. I am no longer shouting for silence. I am in no war against myself. I do not lie to myself. I am done diluting the unknowing that I cannot win. I am changing my inner world. I can spin my chaos created by the mind. I cannot exist without fullness. I cannot exist without emptiness. I cannot exist with dark. And I cannot exist without light. I can no longer resist, for the resist is my approach to the persistence of my design. And I do not understand my mind's pure rogue power. Whoo! Yeah, that was actually really good. Those were some real deep right there affirmations. Thank you, Big Bang Wild Studio. That's enough of that. Now, we're at the 23-minute mark here. 23-minute and 40-second. So give thanks to the ants once again. Give thanks to the ants for taking all of our stuff to the underworld to be eaten and replenished back so that we can continue to eat the fruits of the trees and eat the fruit of the cows, the endless supply of abundance that makes our life easy. Give thanks to the poor ants as you smash them that run across your counter table, as you smash the ones that you see on the street. Give thanks for their unending and unabiding ability to continue the abundance of your own life. Now, let's see what I had. Let's go over what I was talking about earlier in this knowledge drip. It was the part where I was talking about where I went to the open mic. And the reason I went to the open mic is because of this fear of criticism that I'm getting over in my mind. And I really enjoyed what I had written. Now this is what I have written. Is actually has its own knowledge drip name, and it's called Mechanically Suffering. Now, most of you may have remembered that or know that if you have been a long-time leader of Wild Thoughts. But if you're not a long-time leader of Wild Thoughts, I suggest that you listen to it here first before you go into the archive and find the knowledge drip that is produced and named the mechanic of SavINGS. So let's go ahead and see what I have written here for you guys, you women, you beautiful women out there, or whatever you are. Let's see what I had written for you, and we'll start this around the 25-minute and 45-second mark, just so you know where to go back to and listen to it again and again and again. Welcome, unlimited human becomings. I am happy and satisfied with myself. For today, I have realized that I want more of everything. I am even sure that everything even includes adding my death to the memory. For the circle continues, deep. Slaves to the deep, unconscious mind. The energy is there, positive and negative, tying my own subconscious to the endless patterns of mechanic, living and feeding the matrix that has been established by the millions. Why would you want to become free? Why would you want to live in the inner world when the outer has more opportunity? Born without an awareness, born into the mask, born into the cast, born into the play, believing the mask that you are wearing, the illusion of yourself, the awakening of your play of life. Will you get out of an illusion placed on the screen or the puppet show? Why not go see reality? For the shadow you sees are not all there is to be seen. Human becomings have to be willing to find the truth of who you are in order to experience freedom. You must turn from the shadows, but it will not be overnight. It will take persistence, hard fought. It will take more than once. For you are the prison of your illusion. Even if you are awake to the illusion, you will try to get out. Try to get out of the illusion of I. You cannot get out, for your craving for fear for the duality that is life, that is human consciousness, bringing less suffering, but pain will still be there. The resistance of the illusion and the chains will have you fleeing the shadows. Do not fight the wisdom, but relax and see the now of enlightened being, your ever-growing flow of time and timeless. You move on with the imminent self. You can push your freedom during self-inquiring. You may forget the truth of who you are, empty and dancing as all things. Empty and dancing as all things. Staying still is a movement, and movement is the need of feeling your duality. I think, therefore I am. Alright, guys, it's almost in there. You know how long we like to do this knowledge drip, 30 minutes. And with that being said, we're almost there. Well, we are there. We're at 30 minutes right now. Exactly. So that's good enough for me. Let's go ahead and if you guys got the book of the Laws of Success in 16 Lessons, if you have yet to get it, go ahead and get that book. You can order it on Amazon. I'm pretty sure you could probably find it at your fucking local library. You can find out how to get the Laws of Success in 16 Lessons by Napoleon Hill and read it for yourself. Because there's a lot of stuff in this book that I don't go over with you. And there's a lot of things in this book that you need to go over and find for yourself. And that I find for myself. And then I go ahead and write it down into my notebooks and my journals. And then I share it unto you. But you need to get this own book. And you need to read it, write it, and begin to see it for yourself. But if you have the book, The Laws of Success in 16 Lessons, and it's nearby, you know what page we're going to because it's the end of the knowledge drip. Page 79. Now, should you have this memorized by now? Probably not. But if you wanted to, you're more than welcome to. You should, but that's okay if you don't. So let's go ahead and once again thank the ants as they pull more nutrients into the earth that feed the trees, that produce the oranges, that the oranges drop to the ground and feed the cows, and the human becomings slaughter the cow and eat what the cow has eaten, which was what the tree has eaten, which is what the ants have eaten, for it is the circle of life. So let's go ahead and start this at the 32-minute mark. We'll do the self-confidence formula for all that have it. I know that I have the ability to achieve the object of my definite purpose. Therefore, I demand of myself persistent, aggressive, and continuous actions towards its attainment. I realize that the dominating thoughts of my mind eventually reproduce themselves in outward bodily action and gradually transform themselves into physical reality. Therefore, I will concentrate my mind for 30 minutes daily upon the task of thinking of the person I intend to be, by creating a mental picture of this person, and then transforming that picture into reality through practical service. I know that through the principle of autosuggestion, any desire that I persistently hold in my mind will eventually seek expression through some practical means of realizing it. Therefore, I shall devote 10 minutes daily to demanding of myself the development of the factors named in the 16 lessons of this reading course on the law of success. I have clearly mapped out and written down a description of my definite purpose in life. For the coming 5 years, I have set a price on my service. For each of these 5 years, a price that I intend to earn and receive through strict application of the principle of efficient, satisfactory service, which I will render in advance. I fully realize that no wealth or position can long endure unless built upon truth and justice. Therefore, I will engage in no transaction which does not benefit all whom it affects. I will succeed by attracting to me the forces I wish to use and the cooperation of other people. I will induce others to serve me because I will first serve them. I will eliminate hatred, envy, jealousy, selfishness, and cynicism by developing love for all humanity, because I know that a negative attitude towards others can never bring me success. I will cause others to believe in me because I will believe in them and in myself. I will sign my name to this formula, commit it to memory, and repeat it aloud once a day with full faith that it will gradually influence my entire life, so that I will become a successful and happy worker in my chosen field of endeavor. Now, we're done. Congratulations, we made it 35 minutes almost. So, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all human becomings for another great episode. We're moving right along. We're continuing to grow. I can't even believe it. I really can't. I can't believe how many new listeners there are. How many new leaders are expanding their unconscious mind. It's pretty great. They continue to come in. So if you feel free and you want to talk to me personally, then you can find me on the Snapchat. That's the best way to get a hold of me. And if you don't like the Snapchat, then you can email me. And the best way to email me is through the email at reflife32@gmail.com. All right? No problems there. Well, until you enroll and know that you are the creator and the master puppet of your illusioned life, take it easy. This has once again been one of the greatest knowledge drips ever recorded here in the Big Bang Studios. This has been Wild Thoughts with your host, The Big Bang. Until next time, take it easy.